We have a liftoff.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. What's the word? What's the vibes? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Let me see here. Do I need to update this? Because do I have any more new subs on YouTube? Let me see. I don't know if I got any new subs on YouTube, but if I do have new subs on YouTube. I got 59. I gotta update that. My eyes a little swollen. I look crazy. How do I change it? It's not gonna let me change it. It's not gonna let me change it, fellas. I don't know how to. I should be able to put like a live one here though. To I guess I could just sub goal. Okay, there we go. Sub goal. Goal amount. We putting 1,000. Wow. 1,000. Wow. Starting amount 59 subs. We're gonna try and get this by Halloween. Right? That's realistic. 1,000 subs by Halloween. If I fail my goal, I did not do everything I needed to do in my power to I didn't do everything in my power I needed to do in order to be successful. So yeah, my eyes a little swollen. Just because I've been rubbing it though. Allergies have been whooping my tail. But we gonna talk about some nice stuff today though. We gotta talk about Tua. We gotta talk about what's going on with my boy Tua. How Tua's doing. Really feel bad for him, but bro was really throwing up gang signs yesterday. Again, man, again. You gotta slide. You gotta slide, my boy. You gotta slide. So really, I just think that, with your 5th concussion in, 5 years? Nobody can really tell Tua what to do. Nobody should tell Tua what he should do. You know what I'm saying? I think what people should do is support him and figure out what's the best thing. How can they help Tua the best? Instead of trying to take over and dictate what he should be doing, they should probably encourage him to finding what's the best thing for him in this situation right now. Especially because he just signed that big contract, that big deal. In his conscience, he might feel like he might owe that to that team, to perform for that team. He might have to put on for that team. So we might not have seen the last of Tua. It just really depends on how he feels. So let's get into this game. That game last night was crazy though. Well, it wasn't crazy. It was crazy. To me personally, it looked like Tua was shook before the game even got to that point to where he got hurt. And may God bless him and, speedy recovery. But my boy, you looked bad. You know what I'm saying? Outside, the first interception, it wasn't your fault. That was a good ball. I mean, it could have been a little better, but it was a good ball. It hit the player right in his hands. You got to catch that. The receiver has to come down with that and catch that. Unfortunately, it got tipped, ran back the other way. But that second one was just no good. That second one was right to the defense. You tried to fit it in a tight window and you just put too much air over it. No bueno. Mike McDaniel, you just got to figure it out, man. You just got to figure out how can you beat these better teams, because you look good versus the lesser teams, but not versus the better teams. When you get to the better teams, you start looking a little, you know what I'm saying? So I really would like to see Miami bounce back, but with them having quarterback questions, what do they do at quarterback? Do they go call around asking for a quarterback hey, Ryan Tannehill, hey, I don't know, I'm about to start naming names, Tyler Huntley, Stinson Bennett, or Sam Howell, just guys all around the league, Tyrod Taylor, things like that, because they still want to probably be in playoff contention with all the money that they just spent. They just spent a boatload of money within the last 3 years. So you don't want all that money to go to waste. You're in a win now situation. You have the team to be a playoff team. You have the necessities around it. You got the schedule. I think you guys have a pretty decent schedule to be in a win now situation. So this is a window. It's a tight window. Being that like the AFC, you would still have to go through Lamar, who is a bat out of hell when he plays Miami. Whenever he plays Miami. Or you have to go through Patrick Mahomes, or you got to go through Josh. So it's a tight window, but it's still a window. I wouldn't put it past Miami. But on to college football, because that's, we talk about that tomorrow. We got some big games, and I'm going to talk about it tomorrow morning too. Tonight's show is going to be a little cut short just because I have a lot to do tonight with my SO and for my household. So tonight's going to be a little bit short. Hey, Ron, what's up, my boy? So yeah, I'm gonna cut the episode short a little bit today. I'll probably end it within like the next 25 minutes. It'll be a really short show today. Not too many crazy takes. I'm just gonna talk about like the over/under, not the over/unders, but like winning predictions for this weekend. We got some big games this weekend. Starting off with the noon games, we got Alabama versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin is 2-0. Alabama is 2-0. Really big game on the line. I think this is at Wisconsin, and the spread is 16.5. I really want Wisconsin to pull the upset off, but this is an early in the day game, and my thing is if Wisconsin can get off to a good start and fast, because Alabama starts a little slow. If they could get to a good start and then get on Alabama's ass fast, I think that I really do like Wisconsin's chances. But Alabama has been a really dominant second half team, so I really wouldn't be surprised if Bama came out and curb stomped them in the second half. But I'm rooting for Wisconsin because Alabama, you're in the way. You're in that spot that I need. And when I say I mean Oregon. Oklahoma State versus Tulsa. You gotta smoke them. A big game right here. South Carolina versus LSU. A 1-1 LSU team and an unranked South Carolina team. At South Carolina, college game day. Probably the biggest 12 o'clock game. Maybe. Let me look at these other 12 o'clock games. Yeah, that's probably the biggest 12 o'clock game. I don't know. I feel like Wisconsin and Alabama feels like it's so one-sided almost that like I feel like LSU and South Carolina will be a closer game than that Alabama and Wisconsin game. So I do like South Carolina in this matchup. I do like them for the upset. They have grit. It's something about that team where like they don't go away. They fight. Like, I watched them for the last 2 games, and that's a fighting team. That's a dog-walking team. Like, they are relentless. They get to the ball. And offensively, they have a couple questions offensively, especially with their freshman quarterback. But he's a freak, man. 6'6", 250, and he's a beast. He just needs to work on his decision-making and his accuracy, and I think he'll be okay. But I think that we do see LSU take another loss here to South Carolina. At South Carolina, 12 o'clock game. I think this is going to be a game of the day, or game of the afternoon, excuse me. Damn, where'd it go? I had all the scores right here. Then I got the Civil War going on over in Oregon. Oregon versus Oregon State. At Oregon State, I got us winning that game. The odds are in our favor, but not 68 to 31% chance. So I do like our odds, to be honest with you. I just don't think that Oregon State has enough to keep up with us. I could be wrong, but it is a rivalry game, so I'm expecting it to be an ass whooping. That's what I'm expecting it to be. Oregon, we're gonna dog walk Oregon State. Trying to see what would be the next big game for the day. The 3 o'clock window is not good after that Oregon game. Georgia versus Kentucky. Kentucky just got curb stomped by South Carolina, an unranked South Carolina team. So Georgia versus Kentucky, I don't see that being a big game. Georgia's probably going to beat the brakes off of Kentucky like they stole something. And then after that, the rest of the day is like pretty calm. I mean, outside of I think Colorado plays two. Let me see what unranked games are tomorrow. Tonight we got UNLV versus Kansas, and then we have Arizona versus Kansas State tonight. That's actually going to be a really good game. Kansas State versus Arizona, two undefeated teams, both ranked top 20. I think that's a good game for you guys to watch tonight. That game comes on at 8 o'clock. That's going to be a really good game. I think I got. It's at Kansas State. The spread is in Kansas's favor by 7. Arizona's a 220 money line. I like Arizona, though. I do like Arizona. I don't know why. I really like the underdogs this year in some of these games. I really like the underdogs in some of these games. Let's see. Let's see what other 12 o'clock unranked games. Illinois versus Central Michigan. Florida State versus Memphis. Boston College versus Missouri. That might be a really good game, depending on how that goes. What time does Colorado play tomorrow? Texas A&M versus Florida would be a good game. Washington versus Washington State, rivalry game. Don't know how that's going to go. West Virginia versus Pitt. Pitt should win that game. What time is that Colorado game? Is that a night game? Did these guys get another night game? They did get another night game. That might be the game of the night tomorrow. Colorado versus Colorado State. A rematch of what happened last year in overtime. I got to see that game. I think that's going to be the game of the night. Not that Georgia and Kentucky game. That game is going to be one-sided so bad. I like Colorado in this game. They got Colorado favored by 7.5. I don't like that. I think Colorado is going to blow the doors off of them, especially after Colorado State was talking crazy. I don't know if y'all seen that, but Colorado State was talking crazy about them. The video was, I got freaking hair in my mouth. The video of them talking about them is crazy, saying that they last year shouldn't have happened like that. They should have blew them out last year. All right, Colorado State. All right. I mean, let me see who y'all just played. Y'all lost to somebody. Oh, y'all got smoked by Texas, and then y'all beat North Colorado. So, I mean, I really don't see y'all winning this game at all. I don't. But I would like to see y'all make some noise, though. Make the game shaky, I guess. I don't know. But I do want Colorado to make a statement game out of this. I really do want them to blow the doors off this game, like, bad. And I mean bad. I really want them to violate and annihilate these kids. Just get it out the way and get it out the way quick. Couple other things that I wanted to talk about. Just some debating topics for real. Let me just pull it up real quick so I can read off of it. Big fight tomorrow night too. Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean. I want to see that game. That game is going to be tough. Oh wow. Sorry guys, I'm trying to pull this up. It's not pulling up. Okay. So I wanted to talk about Joe Burrow, right? That's what I wanted to talk about. I have it written down right here. Joe Burrow. What is going to happen with this Cincinnati Bengals team? They play Kansas City on Sunday, and Kansas City is favored by a lot. And I mean a lot. Let me actually pull up how much they're favored by, because this is actually crazy. You would have thought that this game was going to be a lot closer as far as like who's favored, and it's a 4 o'clock game, so everybody's going to be watching this. Kansas City is favored by 66 to 33%. 66% to 66. Damn, I got a lisp. I got a lisp all of a sudden. Since when I had that? 66% to 33%. That's actually pretty crazy. That's crazy. I think that Kansas City is gonna walk away with this game. And I hope that it doesn't get ugly fast. You know what I'm saying? I hope it doesn't get ugly fast, but I can see it getting ugly really fast, especially if Jamar Chase doesn't get off to a good start. T. Higgins is doubtful. They have Marius Mims out, or he's doubtful. And when you look at the Chiefs, they're fully stacked. Everybody's playing except for Hollywood Brown. That's really their main guy that they're missing, and I really don't see that being really too bad after what we just seen happen with the Ravens game and Xavier Worthy, being such a big threat on the field. I really don't. Everybody glorifies that year that Joe Burrow. I'm sorry, I had a brain bust. That Joe Burrow won the AFC Championship, made it to the Super Bowl, then went back to the AFC Championship and lost. What people fail to realize is that what about the years that he didn't make it? What was the difference in those 3 years? Let's just go like the last 3 years. Outside of the injuries, right? Outside of the injuries in Joe Burrow's 4 years in playing in the NFL, right? I think he's played in the NFL for 4 years. Let's see. He's been in the league since 2020. So 2021 went to the Super Bowl, right? 2022 AFC title game. In 2023, which was last year, played 10 games and then he missed the rest of the season because of his hand, right? So from 2021 and 2022, you want to know who was missing in those 2 years? Our good friend Lamar Jackson. And I think, and I don't like bringing Lamar up in this situation because I don't think, I believe Joe Burrow is a really good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I think Joe Burrow is a really good quarterback. Whether he has T. Higgins or Jamar Chase out there, I don't fault him for having those better weapons out there and those better weapons elevating his game. I don't fault him for that. That is a good job by the owners and by the GMs and by the coaches for scouting and drafting those players and bringing those better players to your organization. Same thing that I feel about Jalen Hurts. You're supposed to, and Brock Purdy. If you look at those 3 guys, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, all of their success also benefits from having all those weapons around them. Jalen Hurts is surrounded by 2 wide receiver ones, running back 1, arguably a tight end 1, the best O-line in the league. You know what I'm saying? Your quarterback is bound to have success. Your quarterback is the last person of the, 10 people. It's hard for 10 people not to do their job and be good at their job if that one person, which is the quarterback, is, that bad. If that makes sense. I'm going to say that again because I don't think what I said translated how I wanted it to. The 10 people on offense can only be as good as, the 10 people on offense can be as good as they can be, but we will never see that offense flourish if that quarterback is not good. Boom. There we go. That's how that meant to come out. That's what I meant to say. Okay? So that Philly team, that Philly offense will be as great. It can look as great as it possibly can. But if that quarterback is not doing what he's supposed to do, getting them the ball, letting them let them create their success in open space or on the deep balls or the possession catches, however that receiver or that running back, if it's a handoff, it's a pitch, it's a read option, they find success out of the backfield, or you know what I'm saying. Your team can't flourish without your quarterback being really good or decent at least. And if your quarterback is decent and he has great players that are significant, like top 5 players, and they make him look good, greater than what he is, cool. You know what I'm saying? we supposed to make our jobs look easier. We're supposed to we're supposed to work together. It's a team effort. You know what I'm saying? It's not just on me. But that's why I can't solely blame Joe Burrow, or not blame Joe Burrow, but I can't look at Joe Burrow and say, he's not a good quarterback without Jamar, without T. Higgins. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes not only, you're taking away two of his most valuable assets, one, and then two, your coaches have to also call plays a little differently because of the personnel that's out there. So if Joe Burrow's strengths are throwing the deep ball on the outside of the numbers, or throwing it to T. Higgins one-on-one, or, finding him in that zone, being able to find Jamar Chase in that zone because he knows how to sit in the zones, and then you throw in the backups in there, and your backups are not performing like your starters, you got to call different plays, you got to run it a little differently. Now your team is looking a little different, right? But I don't fault him for that. What I fault the media for, is that y'all glorify him and y'all praise him like he's this all-time great quarterback off of 2 seasons in which he wouldn't have made it there if, one, Lamar Jackson was playing. That's it. That's really the only one. Because if you look at, let's see, Lamar Jackson's record against the Bengals. I'm going to pull it up right now, and I'm going to show y'all. Here we go. So, my computer's being a little slow right now. All right, so we got 2018, let me see, loss, win. The last time he lost was 2021. But I think this is the game that he got hurt. Okay, so it doesn't want to work right now. But I'm going to go back to my main screen. October, let me see. I think this is the game that he got hurt. Yep, that is the game he got hurt, because you can see in those 2 years he did not have his normal stats. And you can see that. And after that, he just went on a terrible, the Ravens went on a terrible decline, because they were 8-1 at that point, right? They're 8-1 at that point. And then he gets hurt and he's missing the rest of the season. What happens? The Ravens still make the playoffs because of that hot start that they had. It's hard for them not to make. They won. I think they won 2 more games. No, they went 8-1, and I think they won. Because there was only 16 games in the league at that time. 17, was it 17 games at that time? Yeah, it was 17 games at that time. Right, so they was 8-1 at that point. I think he lost another game, and then he missed the rest of the season. He missed the last 5 games, and after that they were 1-6 without him, 1-4 without him, right? But they were I think they were the number 7 seed, I think, or the 6th seed with that record because of the hot start they got off to. They get to the playoffs, they meet the Bengals. Who's in? Tyler Huntley fumbles at the goal line. Loss, right? Year before that, Lamar didn't finish the season again. They make the playoffs, go on this crazy run. But on that year, they were also leading their division. The Ravens were, before he got hurt. Then he got hurt, then they fall off, right? Boom. What happens when he plays a full year? Joe Burrow plays a full year. They're not neck and neck, though. Lamar is up here with their team. They're I think that at that point they are. I think the Ravens were like 8-2. I can't remember when Joe Burrow hurt his hand. Can't remember what game that was. But I do know that Joe Burrow definitely had to be week 10. Had to be week 10 that he hurt his hand. And by that point, I don't even think that they were still in position to like compete for a playoff spot, but I think they were fighting for like that 7th seed, if I can remember correctly. And it just so happens that Lamar was running that division. So what my point is about Joe Burrow is that I want to see him play a full season when his division is at its at its toughest. And I'm not blaming him. I'm not sitting there holding that against him that like, oh well, Lamar didn't play, so like that negates his success. Even though I kind of did just say that, but like when you get there and then you can't get back, you know what I'm saying? Like the Ravens still went to, I don't know. I don't want to say something that's contradicting. I think like right now my focus on Joe Burrow is I want to see you at full strength while the person who's mainly been keeping you out of that position for the last, I want to say 6-7 years, and when they're not there, y'all all of a sudden get good, or not good, but like y'all all of a sudden make this deep playoff run. I want to see y'all go up against them full strength, head on head, because we haven't seen that in a long time. And that, I feel like I gotta end it on that because I do have to go. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this video up because this is a contradicting video, but I'm gonna leave it up. Whatever. It's a hot take. It's a hot take. I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, but hopefully this year we get to see Joe Burrow and Lamar play each other 2 times, maybe 3 if they meet in the playoffs. And I would like to see that Bengals team at full strength, and I'd like to see this Ravens teams at full strength, so that my argument can get debunked and see what Joe Burrow is really about when your division is at its toughest. But until then, y'all take it easy. Y'all be good. I gotta go and do what I gotta do. And I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we'll have a better stream. Tomorrow morning we'll have